Shalom friends, I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Have you ever felt invisible or unheard, like your struggles didn't matter? I know that I have. This week's Torah portion speaks directly to us. This week we read Parshat Shemot. The book of Exodus begins. The Israelites are enslaved in Egypt, crying out in pain. God hears their suffering. God appears to Moses in a burning bush and sends Moses to liberate our people. The journey from slavery to freedom is about to begin. First spiritual lesson we can learn from Parshat Shemot is that God hears every cry. The Torah tells us that God heard their groaning. Even when we feel abandoned, our voices matter. We are never alone in our pain. How do we live this spiritual lesson? When someone shares their struggle with us, we can listen. We don't minimize, we don't fix. We simply be present and witness their pain. We become God's ears in the world. Spiritual lesson number 2. Holy ground is everywhere. God tells Moses, remove your sandals, for the place you stand is holy ground. Holiness isn't just in synagogues, it's in our kitchens, our offices, and our homes. So how can we live this spiritual message? We can pause before entering our homes. We can take a breath before a difficult conversation. We can recognize that every interaction is a chance to stand on holy ground. And spiritual lesson number 3. Our doubts don't disqualify us. Moses says, who am I to go to Pharaoh? He questions, he doubts, he resists. And God chooses him anyways. We don't need to be perfect to make a difference. How can we live this in our real lives? We can say yes, even when we're scared. We can step forward even when we feel inadequate. We can trust that our imperfect efforts can still bring light into the world. Friends, the Exodus didn't happen in one day, as we know. It started with one voice crying out, one bush burning, one hesitant prophet saying yes. Our voices matter. Our presence is holy. Our imperfect courage can change the world. This week, let's challenge ourselves to find one place where we've been silent and speak up. Let's look for one relationship where we can truly listen. Let's look for one ordinary moment where we can transform that specific space into holy ground. The journey from slavery to freedom continues, and it begins with each of us. Thank you for learning with me, Rabbi Amy Rader, and the Neshamah Institute of Boca Raton, Florida. I wish you a Shavua Tov, a wonderful week.